India's neighbor, because we have seen a lot of turmoil and violent protests that continue to hit Nepal, even as Prime Minister KP Oli has now stepped down. On the second day, the protesters set fire to the parliament, the president's office, the PM's personal residence, the Supreme Court, political party offices, the homes of several senior leaders, even when it comes to the former prime ministers and their families being targeted. Now, Nepal Army has taken charge of the security operations, and now what is being said in a televised address to the nation, Nepal Army Chief appealed to the protesters to come forward for dialogue and to maintain peace, because there are certain antisocial elements who seems to be now part of this ongoing protest that seemingly has turned extremely violent, especially when it comes to the deaths and people who are now being targeted in the country. Now, this comes less than 48 hours since the Nepalese youth who took to the streets against their own government, as Prime Minister KP Oli, who has fled to an unknown destination in an army chopper after his own house was set on fire. His ministers who rushed to resign with demonstrators attacking the houses after 19 people died in police action, and mob chased and thrashed the Nepalese finance minister across the streets, a former Prime Minister Dioba and his wife, who were also assaulted and had to be rescued by the army. There are other ministers as well. Energy minister's house that was torched, protesters that stole cash and threw it in the air, and such was the ferocity of the pent-up anger against the administration that the protesters heard the house of the former Nepal Prime Minister Jhalanath Khanal on fire. His wife, however, who was stuck in the building, sustaining critical burn injuries, however, died in the aftermath. Now, there are several of the other nightmarish images of violence and chaos that is being witnessed widely. But if there is one image that sums up Nepal, it is the smoke that rises from the parliament. There you can see, even as democracy lies in ruins in the Himalayan state. As when history takes a look back, when it comes to Nepal, this picture will be now remembered to this date, and to the defiance of the youth who say that our protest is not just restricted to the ban on social media. No, there has been a lot of pent-up anger, especially when it comes to the administration, which they have been calling it as corrupt. Now, what is happening in Nepal now is reminiscent of similar unrest that has been witnessed in other neighboring countries, like Bangladesh, for example, earlier than what happened in Sri Lanka. Mass rioting that eventually led to a regime change in these countries, and strategists across the world are now speculating about the deep state conspiracy angle, with many pointing fingers at the role of China, especially when it comes to the turmoil that killed nearly 19 people so far, dethroned an elected government, thrown the country completely into chaos, and it is now under the control of the army. Now, is this a situation any right-minded citizen will wish for their country? Clearly not. But the opposition in India doesn't think so. And therefore, we have reactions coming in from Sanjay Raut of the UBT faction, issuing a dire warning to the Prime Minister, saying, and I quote, that beware, the situation can arise in any country. Now, reposting a video of the Nepalese Prime Minister being mobbed and assaulted, he predicted that this could happen anywhere. Now, while this post seems to be open-ended and doesn't really mention India in text, Sanjay Raut, whoever, has tagged now BJP, the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, making his message quite clear. Now, he was ably helped by fellow opposition leaders as well, the self-declared saviors of democracy and constitution, who looked at the neighboring nation's collapse and almost wistfully thought India could be next. Unbelievable, isn't it? Such has been the reactions coming in from the Vipaksh at home.
ये मैं जरूर कहना चाहूंगा कि भारत सरकार इससे पूरे गंभीरता से लेनी चाहिए कि अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता है, लोगों की भावनाओं को आप रोक नहीं सकते। एक आवेग आता है, जिस प्रकार मणिपुर घटनाएं हुई, जिस प्रकार उस प्रकार एक दूसरे को जितना निरसंस हत्याएं वहां पर की गई, वैसे मतलब इस प्रकार की चीजें लगातार वन लीड्स टू अनदर वाली स्थिति आ जाती है।
नाउ सेम डिक्टेटरशिप इज गोइंग ऑन हियर आल्सो. It may happen. These are known as volcanic reactions, and it needs, you need just a small fire for that, and that it erupts. And if it erupts in India, it will be uncontrolled.
काठमांडू की जो आग है, वो भारत में भी आ सकती है. एनडीए को भी, भारत के लोगों को भी सोचना पड़ेगा कि इस देश की जनता के खिलाफ मत जाओ.
देखिए, ये सब चीज इसी ओर संकेत करता है कि भाई लोकतंत्र के अंदर अगर आप जनता के अधिकारों को छीनेंगे तो उस पर फिर विद्रोह होता है. तो इसलिए नेपाल से हमारे देश के आकाओं को भी सबक लेना चाहिए.
However, the Indian politics on Nepal situation seems to be growing exactly when it comes to certain hints that are now being dropped by the opposition party leaders. Here is Congress's Manish Tiwari, who seems to be now suggesting who could be next after Nepal, because he's now been putting out certain pertinent questions, especially when it comes to the turmoil that has been witnessed in Nepal, where an elected government that has now been overthrown. This is where it comes to the Congress and its leaders have been reacting to the situation in Nepal. And here is Manish Tiwari of the Congress party saying that was the Nepo kid spontaneous or a sponsored that struck a deep chord with Gen Z battling unemployment and income inequality to lead a life of dignity. A sophisticated social media campaign has again felled a government in South Asia. Bangladesh now, Nepal, who is next? It seems to be the statement that has now been made by the Congress MP.
आईपी सिंह को शायद ये पता नहीं कि भारत में एक पॉपुलर प्राइम मिनिस्टर है. वी हैव ए वेरी पॉपुलर प्राइम मिनिस्टर हु हैज बीन इलेक्टेड 3 times इन रो. सो पीपल आर हैप्पी एंड स्पेशली द वे द प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज लेड द इकोनॉमी एंड ensured the people's schemes, the Jan Kalyan scheme which he has launched, which is benefiting people at large and then getting people out of the poverty. Almost 25 crore people have been brought out of poverty. So he's the very most popular leader. But you can't help with the opposition, whether it is Sanjay Raut, whether it is IP Singh or Shri Nawaz Bibi, who all are frustrated because they can't uproot or unseat the Prime Minister